Hey, it's MK, and I am here with another 31 days of cut files for you guys. And I am going to do this gorgeous badge that was made by Lori Whitlock for, again, Paige Evans. And I am going to take a ton of scraps and back the cut file with. So I've got scraps from Tim Holtz, Close to My Heart, Simple Stories, 13 Arts, you name it. Lots of scraps all mixed up. I'm also going to take a couple of these old stickers by Creative Memories and try to use some of those up. I have the exact same map paper from, 2 days ago? 3 days ago. 2 days ago's layout, a couple little leftovers that were also from 2 days ago's layout, and these stickers are from Stampin' Up. Yes, so here was the layout that I am talking about from 2 days ago, and now I'm going to do the other side. And I'm going to work on the outside of the page because I don't want to cut my cut file in half to make it fit in that 6x8 little section. Excuse me, I've got the little hiccups this morning. So what I'm going to do next is go ahead and work on my cut file and cut up the scraps and back this cut file. But I'm going to actually leave it in for you guys this time so that way you can see the process. So what I like to do instead of flipping over or remembering to flip over my cut file and trace and then cut, I feel like that's an extra step, but a lot of people like the uniformity of it. I choose not to do that. I like to just glue and cut, glue and cut, glue and cut. My glue dries very, very fast. So I don't have a problem doing this. I just try to make sure that I do a very thin line of glue so that way I can get underneath the cut file and shrink my paper up just ever so slightly. Also, too, I love to use double-sided cardstock or double-sided printed paper that I can use both sides of because one, it helps me not have to have so many papers to choose from, and also, too, I just feel like they already coordinate with each other. So for my road, I used one of Tim Holtz's papers and just the gray side or the blacktop side. And then the other side, I used the off-white for my postage sign. So it worked out really well. And then that little scrap of Simple Stories is going to be used on both sides as well. I really loved this wood grain for my trees because that just makes sense to me. And I do like using pattern paper that reads as a solid as opposed to just always using cardstock. But my eyes have a hard time using pattern paper inside because I feel like there's so many lines going on in this cut file by itself. To add pattern paper to it, to me, messes with my eyes. And so I just choose to use papers that read as a solid more than anything else. So here's where I'm using both sides of that Simple Stories. And again, I just leave enough out to where I can cut just inside the white line instead of doing everything. Now here's where I thought I liked it, but I'm not sure if I do. And what I should have done instead of glued all the sun rays in that yellow, I should have only done every other one and then did the other sun rays in maybe like a blue to break it up just a little bit. But I left it because that's the original way that I liked it. It matches the other side. It matches everything else because technically all these papers came from the other side. And then I had to pull out a piece of cardstock from my scrap because I really wanted green grass instead of off-white grass. And then I'm going to back the whole entire thing on this roadmap vellum paper, just so that way I still have a white border going around instead of a black border. I really wanted it to be matchy to the other side because it is technically the same trip, even though the photos don't look anything alike. We drove through 3 states, saw lots and lots of changes in the weather, and lots of changes to the topography of the land. So we went from very mountainous area to a very flat area, high winds, snowstorms, rainstorm. We went through it all, and I wanted to make sure to capture that all within my layouts. So, but I used a pocket page to tell that story rather than 6 different layouts, I guess is what I'm saying. So because I wanted the badge to be the star of the show, I put my title down there, Away We Go, Every Mile a Memory. And then I definitely want to cover up that upper right-hand corner because I can see the adhesive from the bits and pieces on the other side. So I want to do something in that upper corner, but I brought in this sticker sheet from Stampin' Up! And it's got gold in it, and I didn't add gold anywhere else, and I would have to figure out where to add gold. And B, that sticker that says Every Mile a Memory is really stuck. Like it's not coming back up. So I couldn't tuck it underneath as an afterthought, or I would rip the whole thing. So I decided not to use any of those gold stickers, but I will be, looking back at them and seeing if it's truly what I want. So I did cut up my postage stamps, using it the way that it was, my postage blanks, I should say. Using it the way that it was just wasn't working for me, and I've auditioned it on about 6 different layouts. So I finally decided to chop it up and use the 2 pieces that will work, and throw the rest away, because now that I've chopped it up, I don't have the other portion of those stamps, right? I could have cut them on the line instead of having the stamps framed, I guess I should say, but I like it this way. And now they are done and out of my stash. I've only had them since the 90s. It'll be fine. I got to use some of them, and that's about it. I also like how I'm able to take this license plate that says road trip and make it the star of the show instead of the stamps, and then just add that burlap heart onto the layout. I'm going to go ahead and glue on Away We Go because I don't trust the adhesive that is on that chipboard piece. And then just try to figure out where this other heart goes. And I feel like I need something else. And because I went a little on the green side and I already had these green enamel dots hanging out, I'm going to go ahead and add 3 to each one of my clusters. I should have added a couple more on the other side of my badge up in the upper right of it, but I'm okay with that. I do love the way that this ends up looking. So that is my layout for today. I got to cover up my adhesive from the other side, and then I got to back a really cute cut file. Like I said, the only thing that I probably would have changed on this cut file is the sun rays. Not too happy with that. I just think, honestly, it's too much yellow for the layout, but other than that, I absolutely enjoy the way that it turned out. I like the fact that I got to use that wavy road in 2 different ways on both sides of this layout to make it look like this was definitely the same exact trip that we took. All right, even though the landscaping and the weather does not look like it. Looks like 2 totally different road trips. I love it. All right, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I really, truly appreciate it. Please be sure to check out the 2 links down below. One is for the Facebook group, and the other one is for the playlist here on YouTube. Also, too, don't forget to check out Janet Fritz, who is Galaxy Girl Creations here on YouTube. Her link is down below. It's actually a cool link because it's just an @ sign, and if you click on her, it takes you straight to her channel. I love that. But she has been helping me and supporting me and all the good stuff for 31 days of cut files this year, and hopefully many more years to come. I am super excited for it. Anyways, please be sure to go check out what she is doing with this cut file today, and I will check you guys all later. Bye.